So be random. That's an interesting title to put on my video. And I want to explain a little bit about that. Usually I wait until I have some new product to grow for you or show you a new technique before I make a video. But today I actually was thinking I've got some other good information that might help you out. So recently I've just started, after like a year of not expanding my microgreens business at all, I've decided to start approaching some new customers, start getting out there more, and trying to pick things back up. Over time, if you don't continue to expand your business or build your business will shrink. You will lose customers even if you've had them for a while. I've had that happen. The restaurant world is really up and down. There's some really stable ones, and those are the ones that have stuck with me, but then there's some that they have hard times, and if you're having hard times, one of the first things you're going to cut is microgreens, because you don't have to have them, even though I think that's a big mistake to get rid of them, because you're cheapening your product, which is going to make people even more, but different topic. So anyways, last week I had a couple extra packages after making a delivery to one of my long-term customers, and decided this is a perfect time to approach a restaurant right down the street, almost across the street from that restaurant, that had just reopened. Like, they had been closed for a little while, but I was noticing on social media they were making posts about how they're about to reopen their restaurant. They had completely revitalized their whole building, became a bakery, and the restaurant, like I said, was about to be open. They were a nice, Italian cuisine place. Not going to mention any names because I just don't feel right about that. But anyways, I went in, I gave him some basil, I gave him some radish. I might have given him pea shoots, but I don't think so. So anyways, I just gave them to him. I introduced myself, I met the owners. The first thing I always do is I walk in, go right up to a counter or a server or whoever you can and say, can I speak with the head chef, a manager, or the owner if they're available? In this case, I was lucky. The owners were both available, husband and wife, which is awesome. So I spoke to them. They right away were saying, we absolutely love these microgreens. We love using microgreens. We're very interested, and you'll hear back from us. Well, in classic scenario, I didn't hear back from them. So a week goes by. They're busy. They love the microgreens, but they didn't have a chance to even reach back out to me. Not a big deal. I was out there again today, a week later, making deliveries again to my other restaurant that's right there. Decided, well, I've again got a couple extra packages. I'm just going to go in and give them to them again. So this is a tip I've been talking about for a long time, is you have to go back. These people are busy. Just because you went there once and gave some samples and they never got back to you, it doesn't mean they didn't like your product or they don't want to buy it. It could just mean they were super busy and never got around to getting back to you, but they do want your product. I've also had customers that I've given samples after sample after sample to that tell me they're going to contact me and they never contact me. Eventually I stop going. So you got to kind of weigh that out. So I went in there and I said, hey, I've got some cilantro, some basil, some radishes. You can have these. Their grand reopening happened to be last night. And they were telling me they loved my product, and actually set up that they would like me to come back next week. No more needing to reach out to me, which is perfect. So now I've got them on a schedule. I can just show up once a week, like I do with my other restaurant that's right there, and just offer what I have. Now the offer what I have gets into the randomness. So right away, the chef was saying he wanted basil next week and radish. So what I told him was that I may or may not have the basil ready. Basil isn't something I always have. I do have some growing. I probably can meet that, but I don't like making promises. I mean, he doesn't want a lot. He only wants one package of each. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. There's certain crops I'm fine with promising, but I usually need a week or so in advance because I grow to sell. I don't grow above and beyond what I need. And so told me you can probably have the basil, but I can't guarantee it. Radishes I can pretty much guarantee all the time. But what I normally do with restaurants is I show up with my bag of mixed goods. and you get to pick from what I have. So you never know what it's going to be. Usually there's some things that are consistent. I usually have radish, I usually have pea shoots, and I'll usually have something a little bit different. But then there's always the goodies, because I don't like growing the same stuff, even though it's not profitable to always be changing what you're growing. I do this also for fun, so I'm always changing what I'm growing. So one week you might find that, hey, I've got, like you saw the other day in a different video, rainbow beets. Huge bonus, you weren't expecting that, but you got it. I might have fennel, I might have dill, I might have borage, I might have something else you've never even heard of, or whatever. And the owner looked at me and told me, I love that. I love that you want to be spontaneous. Definitely come back next week, and we'll make a purchase then, and you can keep coming back, and we'll go from there. And so that was reinforcement to my thought that that was a great way to work. It's worked great with all my other customers. I've only ever had one customer who wanted the same thing every week, and that was they wanted a mix. And that makes sense because they liked not having to deal with different kinds of microgreens. Just give me a colorful blend and I'll use that every week. No big deal. So why do I like this so much, and why do I think it's valuable information for you? Well, the reason I like it so much should be kind of obvious. So I don't have to promise anything. I just need to know this customer normally buys so many packages a week, and every week I need to make sure I have at least those many packages, maybe more than that, and if they don't want all, sometimes I'll give them a couple extra for free, rather than take them home. But what I don't need to worry about is making sure that I fulfill a specific order. So I can grow whatever I want. If I want to be easy for a week and just grow the easy stuff, I can. I've never done that because I'd get bored out of my mind really quick. So what makes this really great for me, and I've talked about this topic before, is that I don't have to commit to something that I might be nervous about. And I think that a lot of people get kind of scared when they jump into this business or hobby or whatever you want to call it, is that somebody tells you all of a sudden, I want, 2 pounds of basil microgreens per week. Or even worse, maybe they want bull's blood beets per week. Well, the best thing to do is tell them, I'll do my best. I'll try to do that, but I can't promise it. But I'll definitely come back with something. They may or may not accept that, but don't ever promise what you can't deliver, or even what you're not even... If you have the slightest doubt on whether or not you can deliver that promise, don't make the promise. They're going to appreciate you so much more for being honest and telling them, look, I grow a small amount all the time. If I need to ramp up to meet your needs, I'll do that, but I can't guarantee, like, next week I'm going to have it. I can't guarantee it in 2 weeks I'm going to have it, because maybe I've never grown that much of that type before, and I'm not sure what kind of problems I might run into. But I do know some other things that are surefire hits that I can bring every single week, or in a mix of what I bring every week, and I'll try to work up to what you want. So I think that's going to pretty much cover this video. There's your randomness. I love working that way. I've been working that way for a few years now. It works great for the chefs because they get stuff they weren't expecting. You might think that's a bad thing because maybe they're planning their plates, but they don't typically do that in my experience. They can adjust their plates to what I bring. It's a lot of fun. I love doing it. It's fun for the chefs. It's fun for me. It's easier for me. And if you want to try that method, go ahead and give it a shot. Thanks for watching.